Hello class, we are now in lesson 8 in our course Applied Economics, and we will talk specifically about the e-commerce. So here's the expectation of this lesson. After going through this lesson, you are expected to first define what is e-commerce and enumerate the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce. And lastly, you will apply business principles, tools, and techniques in e-commerce. Okay, again, I think that you already know what if we have the word with the letter E and dash here, means that it is an electronic, like the word email. Okay, it means that it is a electronic mail, because again, mail is a paper, so electronic paper that has a letter. Okay, so e-commerce, electronic commerce. There's a just like a transaction in electronically, okay, not in a face-to-face basis. So before we will have this discussion, we will have a pre-test first again. So prepare a 5 questions, and we will start with question number 1. It is the exchange of information or business transactions using any form of electronic communication. A, e-commerce. B, online business. C, digital market. Or D, online economy. Again, this is an exchange of information or business transaction using electronic communication. So the answer for number 1 is no other than letter A, e-commerce. So now let's proceed to question number 2. Below are the advantages of online business transactions. So everything is advantage except on this one. A, easy to pay. B, opens 24 hours, 7 days a week or 24/7. Or C, more product selection. Or D, none of the above. Below are the advantages of online. So three of these is advantages except one. So the answer for number 2 is letter A, easy to pay. Number 3, below are the disadvantages of online business transactions. So there is also a disadvantages. A, customer service. B, instant satisfaction. C, product check. Or D, none of the above. Below are the disadvantages of online business transactions except D, none of the above, because all these three were a disadvantage. Okay, there's no customer service, less instant satisfaction, less product check. Question number 4, e-commerce operates in the following market segments. A, business to business. B, business to consumer. C, consumer to consumer. Or D, none of the above. E-commerce operates in the following market segments except. Answer for number 4 is none of the above. Question number 5, it is the top online product spent by Filipinos in 2019. A, fashion and beauty. B, electronics. C, food. Or D, furniture. So the answer for number 5 is no other than letter B, electronics. So count your score. Again, congratulations to those who get this perfect score, 5 out of 5. Now let's proceed to the lesson. And we'll talk specifically about the e-commerce. First, business to business. What is business to business? From business to other business. Again, email stands for electronic commerce. E-commerce stands for electronic commerce. Okay? So the e-commerce is the exchange of information or business transaction using any form of electronic communications. So e-commerce operates in 4 of the following. The first one is the business to business. The second one is business to consumer. Third one is consumer to consumer. And the fourth one, consumer to business. Okay, so these 4 areas which the e-commerce operates. So e-commerce is facilitated through the use of electronic devices such as computers, tablets, and smartphones, which may be thought of like a digital version of mail order catalog shopping. So with the e-commerce, business may establish a wider market presence by providing cheaper and more efficient distribution channels for their products or services. So here in the Philippines, the known e-commerce or online platform to purchase products, to check the quality of the products, the prices with the easy distribution of the products or delivery of the products were the Lazada and Shopee. And from the other country, we have this Amazon and Alibaba. So there are advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce. Okay, not just only for the advantages part of the e-commerce, but there are also some disadvantages. Okay, so let's talk first about the advantages of the e-commerce. Okay, advantages. The first one is convenience. It is more convenient to have transaction online or electronically. You know, it is easy to make some transaction in online rather than going to the actual or physical store. So convenience again is the one of the advantage of e-commerce because e-commerce can operate 24 hours a day, not like in the physical store in which they will open at 8 in the morning and close at 5 in the afternoon. But for the e-commerce, it is open 24, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The second one is it increase selection. So you have many options. So there are many stores offer a wider array of products online than they carry in their brick and mortar counterparts. Just like as you observe in the Lazada and in Shopee, you can search a lot or different products, okay, from the different stores, and you can easily select or choose some products from different stores. So online stores. So it you have this different or bunch number of selection of the products compared to the physical store. So it needs more efforts and it is time consuming if you are visiting some stores. And if you don't like their products, so you will proceed to other physical store. So it spends more time and efforts. So for the e-commerce, these are the advantages. It is convenient and it will increase selections. But though there are advantages of e-commerce, there are some also disadvantages of e-commerce. One of that is limited customer service. Okay, compared to the physical store in which you have this sales lady that will or salesman that will entertain you or to discuss more on the products. Okay. So one of the disadvantages is limited customer service. Why? Because if you are going to buy a computer online, you cannot simply ask an employee to demonstrate a particular models or features in a person. Compared to the physical store, you have this privilege to ask some employees in the store to demonstrate how to use the computer. Compared to the online that has this limited, you cannot easily ask someone online to demonstrate. First of all, you can able to see it. You can see it, but through online only, not by your, uh, not by having the physical computer. So that is the first disadvantage. We have this limited customer service. The second one is lack of instant gratification. Okay, there's a delay in granting or receiving the products. Not like in the physical store, if you will buy a product, you will give the money to the store. You can bring the product right away. Compared to the e-commerce or online shopping, there's a delay of receiving the products because they will transport your products. So again, the second one is lack of instant gratification. Because when you buy an item again in online, you must wait for it to be shipped to your home or office. The third one is inability to touch the products. You can view it, you can see the video on the comments or feedback from the previous customer, but only by viewing in the video, not by touching the said products. So that is the third disadvantage. So online images do not necessarily convey the whole story about an item. That's why we also have these sayings like expectations versus reality. Because we will see the pictures, they have these nice pictures of the said products. But if the time that we receive the products, it's different from the pictures and the actual. So that is the disadvantage. There's an inability to touch the product. Okay. Again, online images that does not necessarily convey the whole story about an item. And so with the e-commerce, purchases can be unsatisfying when the products received do not match our consumer expectations. So there are many times in the online shopping, okay, or buying from the online store, the moment that the customer receive the products, they have this complaint because it's different from the pictures and the videos that you have seen in the online shop. Okay, so that's the disadvantage and advantage of e-commerce. So now let's talk about the e-commerce in the Philippines. So e-commerce accounts for the example US dollars. We have this 1.3 trillion of the world's economy. Okay, so the e-commerce is really booming, especially in the online store. So the e-commerce allows local businesses to broaden their markets well beyond Philippine shores. So personal e-commerce can easily be achieved by a Filipino through any of the numerous buys and sell sites currently available. So while business can set up their e-commerce facility using their website. For example, here, as you've seen in the picture, this is the website of the Shopee. Okay, and we have the Shopee and we also have Lazada. So these two were the known e-commerce in the Philippines or online shops. Okay, this is a third party. They have these stores, but they have these services to meet the consumer and the manufacturer or a retailer. Okay, so they are the third party or like a bridge. Okay, and I think the Lazada and Shopee does not have this shipment to other countries compared to Alibaba and Amazon, which is it is an international. And I think Lazada or Shopee, the Alibaba owned some percentage or ownership on this one of these company. I don't know if it is Shopee or Lazada. Okay, so as you have observed also when you order some products in these websites, there are some notifications said that it was shipped from China. Okay, so there's have some collaboration with the other companies. So again, Alibaba and Amazon is shipping some products internationally. So we can order products, items from Amazon and Alibaba. So the product is not coming from the Philippines, but coming from other countries. And also with the global pandemic, as we experience in the few years about the pandemic, there is an increase in the demand for e-commerce in the Philippines because of the pandemic. As you can also observe or remember during pandemic, there are many people, especially women, have developed this being a businesswoman. Okay, they have these products and they have this online store and distribute the products to the consumer. So while the younger population embrace online shopping, the need for social distancing has pushed the cash-centric and face-to-face shopping cultures towards a more digital one and is expected to continue. So I remember before the pandemic, there are already GCash and Paymaya. But during the pandemic, it is demand. This is increased demand of using the GCash and Paymaya instead of sending money, the cash. So they will send money virtually or e-cash. So again, what is lacking is the proper digital and logistics infrastructure to truly enable a digital company or economy. So there's a need to upgrade the bandwidth capacity to serve the online market. So Filipinos are prolific users of social media. This is one of the study of different researchers. Filipinos are prolific users of social media. So estimates this year show that there are 76 million active social media users from the Philippines. So of this number, we have this 75 million are on Facebook, 25 million on Twitter, and now it is called X because it was bought by Elon Musk. And 4 million are LinkedIn users, and there is good reason to be optimistic about e-commerce growth in the Philippines. So there's an opportunity. So according to Kemp and Moe, they released a study about e-commerce in the Philippines, and according to their report, Filipinos spend a total of 4.7 billion US dollars on online purchases in 2018, with more than three quarters of this amount, which is 3.5 billion, going to online travel purchases. Okay? So online consumer goods purchase totaled just 840 million in 2018, with electronics and physical media accounting for the greatest share with this total. Okay, so that was amazing. And also, the market for digital media products in the Philippines is particularly small, with the country's internet users spending just 286 million across video games, video on demand services like this one, Netflix. Okay, again, video on demand services like Netflix. This is part also of the e-commerce, not just the online store, but also this is an example, the Netflix. Okay, so again, when we say e-commerce, there's a business transaction or online communications. Okay, business transactions. Okay, this is not just only for the products that they have delivered, but also the services like Netflix. Okay, as I have discussed, that there's a difference between tangible products and the services, which is intangible products. So they have this income by having this streaming and downloads and subscription to digital news and magazines. So they have this income through subscription. So again, the average Filipino e-commerce shopper spend 18 US dollars on online consumer goods purchases in 2018. Although it's worth stressing that this figure does not include travel related purchases or spend on digital media. And also, for example, if you will bought a ticket, airplane ticket, okay, you spend money on that, that is also considered as like e-commerce. So we are done discussing about the e-commerce in lesson 8. And this is the last chapter or lesson for the coverage for your midterm examination that we will have next week. Okay, so please study on this, and we will have this midterm examination next week. 150 items and multiple choice. So we'll proceed to valuing. We need to reflect on this. Always deliver more than expected by Larry Page. Thank you. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.